the lightning, the icon, the kit. Find out more right here on Gary's Stuff. Hello there, I'm Gary, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you've been here before. Today is box opening day on the kit of the week, and that kit is the English Electric Lightning F2A in 1/72 scale from AIRFIX. Now if you're thinking about getting one of these and want to know what's in the box, this is very much the video for you. If you already have one, want to know how to put it together, then a build video will be available at the end of the week. And if you just want to know a bit more about the history of the aircraft and indeed the history of the kit and other kits that may be available, then a context video will also be appearing this week. How will you know when these videos pop up? Well, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and you'll be notified of all my future videos as they arrive. And of course, anything you like, please do give it the imperial thumbs up on the like button below, because every like counts. And if you want to give the channel a bit more concrete support, you can do that through super thanks. You can do that by becoming a channel member, or you can go through any of my online partner programs, or like the wonderful Nick Johnson, you might like to send me a kit to make. Thanks very much for this, Nick. Enough of all of that, let's get on and see what you get inside the box of the English Electric Lightning 1/72 scale from AIRFIX. So here we have the box of the Lightning F2A, classic box art as usual, beautifully dynamic, rushing like those pictures of planes going down the Mac Loop in Wales or Northern England, wherever it is. Anyway, lovely box art. There's some close-ups of details here from the CAD files, the design files, and on the other side, got it right first time, are the two scheme options. Aircraft from 19 Squadron, aircraft from 92 Squadron, both from RAF Gütersloh in Germany. A little bit about the Lightning here, paint callouts here, and here your flying hours and skill set, skill level 2, so it will help if you've made a kit before. You should be able to get by if you haven't, but if you have made a kit before, it would be helpful. And a token for 1 flying hour, as usual. You can collect those as a member of the AIRFIX Club towards a free kit in the future, or if you aren't a member of the club, or indeed if you are and you don't care about that, then you can maybe think about donating them to Models for Heroes, who can do some wonderful work with them. Information on that wonderful charity is through a link below in the information box. Okay, let's have a look inside what we get. Right, we have the instruction sheet here. We'll look at this straight away. This looks like an older instruction sheet, but it should be fine. Let's see what won't be. We have a bag of bits, which we'll have a look at in a moment, and we have our rather large decal sheet here. There's quite a lot of stencils on this. As aircraft got more complex and as they got sort of more modern, if you like, they also started having lots more little things about don't touch this and touch that and whatever. Anyway, we'll have a look at these in more detail. There's a flyer pushing the AIRFIX Club, which is probably quite old, but yeah, there we go. Prices are probably, let's see, what's it say? Download postal membership and kick £17.98. Well, it's 30 quid now, so that's that. This is because there are a lot of stencils. There is a sheet specifically about where all the stencils go. There and there. For the two versions, obviously. Or 2 sets of markings. And let's have a look at those in a bit more detail. Okay, so this is sprue A Now this contains the pilot's tub, the tailplanes, the flaps, ejection seat sides. This is the basic red top or fire streak missile here, and the lower half of each wing. On frame B, we have the one side of the fuselage. It doesn't, yeah, it's a bit mucky there, and a bit mucky there. And we'll have a closer look at that in a minute. Engine parts, wheels, blanking discs for the front and back of the engine, for example. Pilot figure, nose wheel. Frame C is the other half of the fuselage, the engine inlets and exhausts, wheel covers for when the wheels are up, nose cone, I think cannon ports, and the tailpiece here. And frame D, the top half of the engine, a refueling probe, which is interesting, pitot, I presume those are missile pieces, and bits and pieces, oh, this is for the inlet cone. This sits inside the inlet, and this is what holds the radome cover, main gear legs, things like that. And frame F are the transparencies. So we have here the missile, the fire streak and red tops of the missile. We have a gun sight, and we have the windshield and canopy all molded there. Having a look at the plastic, it looks pretty sharp actually, I must say. The panel lines are there, reasonably deep. AIRFIX 2 tends to have them slightly deeper than some of the more top end, if you like. I hesitate to say top end, but more of the top end brands have sort of smaller panel lines, because they know people who make them are better at doing panel lines. I suspect they like the accuracy. I think I like the accessibility of AIRFIX ones, because I'm not brilliant at doing panel lines, and these will stand out really nicely when I've done a few layers of colour and varnish and all the rest of it. You do notice on this frame in particular, there's quite a little bit of flash going on here. You notice it on the feeds, which is neither here nor there really. But on some of the parts, we will have to double check some of these parts to make sure that they're not too covered in flash. But then on the same frame, when you look at it, this fuselage half is completely clean. So I think that's just a pressure issue up at this corner of the mold, this sort of area here on the molding. Probably didn't have enough pressure or something like that in that corner. Otherwise, the mold's fine. The gear stick, the control column looks okay to me. So anyway, the surface looks nice and sharp, nice and crisp, and that's really what I'm interested in. Interesting test of how good a kit is or a mold is looking at the driver, the pilot figure. And here, it's actually not too bad. I've seen a lot worse on a lot more modern kits from AIRFIX, to be honest. There's obviously been a feed here that's broken off somewhere, and the end there is a bit rough. That can just be sanded off. It's not the end of the world. It's not an error in the actual molding. It's broken off at some point. These interior pins annoy me now. What happens is in the mold they sit like this, upright in this. So to help these parts of the frame push out, you've got the ejector pins marks here, and they have extra ejectors in there that help pull this off. The problem is then you've got feed points on the inside of a circular thing, so that's a bit more difficult to clean up. That's all. Just a bit annoying, really. I suppose it has to happen. On the fuselage, there's loads of feed points on the fuselage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if you include the tail. They're all going to have to be molded down, sanded down. This, if it's on both sides, is a pain in the backside. That should be a separate part, because that's going to need joining up properly. Not very good if that's the case. The tailplane is all flying tailplane on this aircraft, and the whole thing moves rather than having separate elevators. And that's obviously intended to be able to be moulded in all sorts of different positions rather than just going straight in. Air brakes, very nice to have the air brakes options here. Different gun positions at the nose, I presume, here. Yeah, looking good, looking good. Most of this is looking really, really nice, actually. This here obviously appear to have two wheels, so I'm presuming there's the companion frame of this has wheels as well. If not, that is a definite problem. No, can't find them. So if those are the only wheels, and it looks like they are, then that looks like it's got a bit of, that's either an undershoot and flat spot, but that looks like it's got a flat spot as well. So you're either putting this down on its wheels, in which case it's got a flat spot. So this has the, sorry, where is it? There it is. There it is, the nose wheel has as well. I guess that's fair enough. Yeah, some planes you see have a choice, so you can show it in flight with the wheels down, in which case the wheels are rounded, or on the ground, in which case they're flat spotted. On the new Chipmunk, the 148th Chipmunk, for example, it's got two sets of undercarriage legs, one uncompressed and one compressed, because of course it doesn't have retractable undercarriage, so it flies around with the gear down all the time. Anyway, as they are flat spotted, what is nice is that there's some positive keys here, so you can make sure that when you fit them, those are going to be in the right position for the flat spots, which is excellent. I do like it when they do that. But otherwise, everything looks nice. Again, you can see here lots of flash on the feed, but fortunately none on the actual parts here. So yeah, that's interesting. Instructions, yeah, as I say, the front is a slightly different design to how they would do it normally. Now this would be laid out differently. The history part would then have the specs here all laid out in a little table, but I mean, that's no big deal. English, French, German, Spanish and Swedish as usual. Lots of things here about general instructions in various languages, and of course interpretation of all of the symbols there. So we have instructions are pretty good, actually. Some sort of hint of color callouts there. As usual, bits that have been done before get a red mark, in which case, why is that not in red, I wonder? I don't know. Anyway, decals for the instruments inside. Of course, nose weight 4 grams. We must remember to put some nose weight in. Yeah, all looks pretty much the same as ever. You know, I like AIRFIX instructions generally. They're very clear, very concise. I like the shading because it gives you a better view. I think some people don't like it. I actually do like it. I like that the undercarriage doors come as single pieces if you're doing the undercarriage up, rather than fitting all the various intricate little bits together. I think it's about 3 bits per side on the main gear. Here you can see. Yeah, the air brakes you can have open if you want. Then there's the fire streak missile with the sort of pointy nose cone. Red top has got a round nose cone. You can have the canopy open or closed. Of course, you've got the refueling boom as well if you want. This is if you want, you can put the FOD cover, foreign object damage cover, over there. If it's parked up, it would have the FOD cover on to prevent any nasties getting inside the engine inlets. The last 2 pages are the scheme options. This one here is a 19 Squadron aircraft, RF Germany from Gütersloh in 74, fast streak missile, and it's just basic satin dark green top and I'm gonna, yeah, I think they're saying silver undersides. It's interesting. Silver, it's like a kind of dullish silver though. It's not like bare metal. It's a kind of dullish silver, which is handy because that's what number 11 is, a really dull silver. And the other scheme, which is the one I'm doing because I love this look, is an aircraft of 92 Squadron. Again, RAF Germany in Gütersloh, this time in 72. And I just love this is much more of a bare metal. It says silver again, it's probably the high speed silver. So it's like silver with just like with a bit of white added to it. So it's a little bit dulled down. But then with this blue spine and fin, I just really, really love that look. So that's the one I'll be doing. Easier to paint as well, of course. So these are the principal decals here, and of course there is the sheet that gives all of the stencils that we saw earlier on. There we have it. It's a nice looking kit. There's a few bits that might be a bit tricky, but we'll see how we go. It doesn't look too desperately difficult. And let's face it, the Lightning is just a beautiful airplane. I'm looking forward to this build enormously. Now, if you've enjoyed the show, and I hope you have, please do remember, Imperial thumbs up on the like button below. And if you haven't done so yet, please do subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell and you'll be notified of all my future videos as they become available. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon, I hope. Take care.